everyone, welcome back to my channel For the Love of Glitter. I'm Anna Crossland. Today is another episode of This or That. If you're like, what is this or that? What it is, it's a new series that I have started, and I decided, since there's so many makeup launches, as we all know nowadays, there's something new every week, I decided if there was like 2 things that I was interested in purchasing, I'm gonna post them on my Instagram stories and you guys vote for which one you'd rather have me buy and then review here on YouTube. So if you want to participate in that, be sure you follow me at For the Love of Glitter on Instagram. So this time it was between the ColourPop Zoella collection and this Focallure Sunrise palette. And the Focallure palette won, and I was kind of happy because I really wanted to try this anyway, so I was like, yes, I really wanted to know. So this palette, I believe, how much is it? So this is one of their newest palettes and it's $16.99, so not bad prices at all. And it comes with 16 eyeshadows. I'm going to show you the palette up close. So here is what the outer box packaging looks like. It just has some very pretty pastel kind of blobs, almost marbled looking. And the inside packaging is identical to the outer, so there's really no need to show you that. It does have a very large size mirror in it, which is a huge plus to me. Anytime a palette has mirrors, I really appreciate it. I hate when I'm doing a video for you guys and I have to like bounce back and forth between palettes to use a mirror because I don't have a handheld mirror. This palette comes with 16 shades. 2 are glitters, and then you have these eyeshadows that are kind of like the Huda Beauty eyeshadows, which are like kind of extra foiled type pigments. And then you have 2 metallic shades and the rest are matte. Here are the 2 side by side. So I forgot to mention there is a concealer shade in the Focallure one as well as the new nudes in the Huda Beauty one. So what's really odd about this palette is it's almost a pretty much exact dupe for the Huda Beauty. There are exceptions, like the mattes especially have tiny differences, but those intense pearl type shimmers are almost exact, the glitter is almost exact. But then the Focallure palette has like 4 different shades that the Huda Beauty does not, and then they don't have the 4 shades that are in the Huda Beauty. So extremely similar, and then there's those 4 shades. So I feel like even though I have the Huda Beauty, I can still get different looks using the Focallure palette because it has some more oranges in there. I'll show you a few shades that I think are really similar, like the pearl pigments are extremely similar. So here's the Huda Beauty pearl pigment versus the Focallure. Honestly, they feel identical and they look identical. I swiped those 2 on my palm for you real quick. There might be like a tiny bit of a difference, but honestly, like if you were to do a look with these, it'd look exact. Then there's these 2 shades. This one is the shade Daydream in the Huda Beauty, and in the Focallure we have Pinwheel Galaxy. As you can see, extremely similar. So the performance of these types of pearl pigments are identical to the ones in the Huda Beauty. There are only 3 of them though in the Focallure one, and in the Huda Beauty there are 4. Then ColourPop came out with this palette, the Sweet Talk palette, and I was like, this kind of reminds me of the Focallure palette a little bit. So it does have those oranges. They both have a kind of orangey type glitter, so we'll see if they're anywhere near each other. Looking at them in pan side by side, they don't look like they will be the same at all. So here's the ColourPop one, and here's the Focallure one. Yeah, definitely not. They would be a lot more similar, but they're not. I actually like the Focallure glitter more than the ColourPop one, just because it has more of that kind of peachy pink background. It's the one on the right. Let's see, I guess these 2 shades kind of look similar too. but again, they're not. So But then this one also. Yeah, so as you can see, like I thought I'd have something really similar, but they're not the same. And I guess the last shade that kind of looks really similar would be this shade, which is amazing in the ColourPop one. And then this one, well, that one feels just as amazing in that one. Those two shades probably look kind of similar when they're swatched, so kind of gave me similar vibes. And then you also get the pressed glitters in the Focallure one, so I just kind of want to do a quick comparison with those two. There are 4 rows in this palette. This is the first row. Everything swatches amazing in this row, barely needed to be built up. I only built up the shimmers to make them thicker like the mattes are. But I have been using this palette for quite a while and everything seems to perform just great. Here we have the second row, and again, everything performed great. I have no complaints. Everything just performs so nicely in this palette. It's really quite amazing for the price. And honestly, the mattes in the pan don't feel gritty like the Huda Beauty ones do. The Huda Beauty ones feel gritty like the purplish and kind of cranberry type shades. And the Focallure ones, they don't. There is the third row. Ugh. Everything is just so good. It's honestly surprising they were able to get their darker colors like this without any patchiness or grittiness. And the glitters work great too. Here is the last row. The first shade is the concealer. The second shade is a pressed glitter, which is absolutely stunning. And then the last two are the deepest shades. They still weren't patchy or gritty, but they did get a little bit messy swatching. So this look I am about to do for you guys was actually requested from one of my Instagram followers to do a tutorial for. I did this look on my Instagram stories. I didn't do the tutorial, but I was wearing it. And I took a picture and everyone was like, wow, I love it. So I guess I'll do that. I told her I would do it in the demo instead of doing a full dedicated tutorial. I might in the future do more tutorials with this palette though. I didn't use any of the glitters when I did that look, so what I might do is do that look and then maybe top it off with some glitter so you guys can see how the glitters perform as well. Starting off, we are using a fluffy blending shade and going into the shade Give Me Mocha. Put that into our crease. I just love this shade for blending all the other colors. It's a great transition shade. It's beautiful. I think I then went into this color here called Chocolate Martini. It's kind of a purpley brown shade. The great thing about this is I've actually used a lot of these shades so far, so this is more than just like a first impressions. So I got so carried away I started going into the other step without even realizing it. I took Latte Please, and normally I would use a different brush for this, but I didn't even realize I accidentally went into that one instead of the chocolate one. So now we're going into Latte Please. I would suggest using not a blending brush for this part, but I already did it on this eye, so too late for me. You can still save yourself. Now we're gonna go into the concealer shade and some glitters. This concealer shade actually works really well for me. It is a little bit more on the like greasy side, but it still works really well with these shadows. I don't notice a huge difference between this concealer and the Huda New Nudes like concealer that comes with it. Like I feel like it's pretty decent quality for it coming in a palette, you know, and its main purpose is not to be like a real concealer, but rather just prime your eyes for a shadow. I think I used Pinwheel Galaxy. And on my finger I took this champagne shade, put it on my inner corners. As always. So this is all I did for that Instagram look that everyone liked. But I think I'm going to add glitter somewhere so you guys can see how it performs. So we only have two glitters. We have this orangey one and this kind of more maroony one, which I think goes better with our look. I don't know where I really want to put it. And I think I'm just going to use my finger. These glitters actually work really well. You don't need to put a lot of work into it either, just like some other glitters that are like coming out in higher end palettes, like the Tarte one, the New Nudes Huda Beauty palette. And you can build it up, but I kind of want to go a little bit more on the sheer side, so I'm kind of actually trying to blend it out because I don't want it to be like a thick glitter. But you can definitely build these glitters up to be more intense. I've used a brush and it worked fine, but sometimes a finger is just easier. So there is a very minimal fallout, but you do get a little bit of fallout. So as you can see, not a dupe for Huda Beauty, but it has a lot of similarities, but I honestly prefer that they went the route that they didn't entirely dupe it, so that if you do have the Huda Beauty palette, it's kind of like you're still getting a little bit of a different palette. Today I did try to do a little bit more of the peachy tones so you could see what those look like as well. I gotta say, this is not gonna be my last Focallure palette. I was really impressed by the quality and I love the color selection. They have a lot of other beautiful palettes online too that I would really love to try out. I do have a code, so if you want to save 30% off, and it's just Anna, A-N-N-A. I'll leave all of that in the description down below. It is an affiliate link and I do believe that I get some money from it if you do purchase through it, so thank you if you do use it. When I use affiliate links, I plan on using the money from those to go towards my channel, whether it's to buy things to review for you guys or to up the quality in my videos. So if you're wondering where that money is going to, that would be where, as of right now. But yes, I really love this. It's really beautiful for spring. Definitely one of my March favorites for sure. Even probably more than the ColourPop one, just because I feel like you get more variety. I do want to play around with my ColourPop one more though. I feel like this year I was striving to use things that I already had, so I've been like using something different each day, but then I also did buy more makeup than I planned on buying this year, month. So I think that I'm gonna do a no buy for April. So it's like a makeup item that I really want, which I'm sure something will come out. And April is actually my birthday month, so I will probably just ask Travis for it to be my birthday gift if, you know, something awesome comes out. We shall see. If you're looking for a Huda Beauty New Nudes dupe, this is not it. Yes, they're similar shades, but it's not an exact dupe. Like, you're not going to be able to watch like a bunch of random New Nude Huda Beauty tutorials and be able to get the same exact look, because there's like literally 4 or 5 shades that are different. 1, 2, 3, 4 shades, which is quite a bit. I mean, I love peachy tones and mauve tones and a bunch of different textures to play with. This will be for you. There's a good amount of mattes, there's 2 glitters, and then there's a bunch of like shimmer beautiful shades. So I think you will love this. If you're looking for a new nudes dupe, I heard from a little birdie that there might be a new one coming out soon that you might want to wait for towards the end of April. I'm just throwing that out there in case you might be one of those people looking for that. you might want to wait till the end of April because I feel like you might get a really good one coming your way. So if you're looking for a new nude dupe, just hang on a little bit longer. But that's all I really have to say. Again, if you want to participate in the next this or that, make sure that you follow me on Instagram. Bye bye now.